In today's gospel, we read about how the disciples are in the boat and their storm comes by, and they began to become frightened, as all of us most likely would be. And Jesus appears and he tells them with those calming words of a Redeemer. And he says, "Do not be afraid," revealing that he's truly concerned with them in this life as well as the next, as obviously the storm could take their life. And in this way, he tells them to not be afraid, for there are many things that can cause fear to arise within our hearts, and he comforts them with his presence in the storm. But the point I want to make about this gospel is the disciples wanted to take him into the boat. They wanted to help Jesus. But Jesus did not come into the world to be helped, but to save all humanity through his sacrifice. In this way, they tried to get him into the boat, and then we see his divine power operate as they immediately arrived at the shore. For it is by Christ's divine power that our sins are forgiven, that we become children of God, and that we become capable of rising into heaven by the reception of the sacraments. On our part, there's this allowing Christ to enter, an openness to Christ transforming our lives by his power, as we seek to learn from him and follow him. This is what holiness is. It's allowing ourselves to be transformed by Christ from being so close to Christ that we begin to reflect him in the world. For every saint knew their need for Jesus. Never once did they think they could become holy without him, but only with, in, and through him. They knew their essential need for Jesus. And before we can ever help Jesus, we have to understand our own radical need for him. Otherwise, we'll wind up leading people to ourselves and not Jesus. And nobody wants you. They want Christ. St. Irenaeus of Antioch puts it this way: those who are in the light do not illuminate the light, but are themselves illuminated, enlightened by the light. They had nothing to light, rather they are beneficiaries, for they are enlightened by the light. And he goes on to say, God confers a benefit on his servants in return for their service, and on his followers in return of their loyalty. But he receives no benefit from them. He is rich, perfect, and in need of nothing.